Election officials across the country say record numbers of people are lining up to cast early ballots in the U.S. presidential election. With Election Day approaching, more people this year are voting before November 4th. In key battleground states like Ohio, voters even camped outside election offices to be first in line.
If we can stand in line for Harry Potter books and Air Jordans and Xboxes, we certainly can stand in line for democracy and casting our votes for this presidential election.
In Georgia, election officials are overwhelmed by the large number of early voters, some who wait hours to cast their ballot.
And I just can't imagine what it's going to be like on November 4th. I think people need to think about early voting.
This is going to be the biggest turnout in the history of America, and the rest of the world is watching.
Early voting has been on the rise in recent presidential elections. State and county officials predict that 33% of all registered voters will cast ballots before Election Day. This is up from 22% in 2004. Some voters say they're here because of the economy. Sean Jones is in Indiana.
With the way that things are in the economy right now, I just felt like it was very important to register and vote.
Professor Dennis Johnson at George Washington University says campaigns have adjusted their strategies to sway voters before Election Day.
So you have to pitch your message, you have to worry about what's happening in the economy, you have to worry about all the dynamics of a race. It's not just a one-day sale like we used to think of, just the election day.
The presidential race between Senators John McCain and Barack Obama has also generated a wave of new voters. Many experts attribute the uptick to the excitement over the prospect of electing an African American or a woman in the national election. The dramatic increase has led to allegations of voter fraud, including challenges to registration records. In Ohio, election officials questioned those accused of falsifying or not verifying new registrants.
There are people out there for whatever reason will do inexplicable things.
One organization under investigation is a community group called Acorn. In Las Vegas, Nevada, police raided the group's headquarters as part of a state investigation into registration fraud. Acorn volunteer Frank Beatty claims Republicans are behind the raid in a state where the vote is expected to be close.
They know that most of the new voters, which has been the target for Acorn, new voters, people who haven't voted in the past, are going to be the ones most likely to support Mr. Obama. And so anything they can do to disqualify any of those people has to be part of their strategy.
As of July, the U.S. Justice Department said it had 90 ongoing investigations into registration fraud, voter intimidation, and ineligible voting. Political expert Curtis Gans at American University says in the past, both parties have been accused of trying to remove people from voter lists, especially in close contests.
Increasingly, as we're a polarized country, this has become more and more of a biennial event in which each side does things that they probably shouldn't do for the integrity of the process, but they do it for their partisan advantage.
Election officials are hoping the steady stream of people casting ballots now will take some of the pressure off on Election Day, when many expect a historically high turnout. Chris Simkins, VOA News, Washington.